Okay. Welcome back to today's second game. The winners are the Cooper Lady Jaguars, head coach Holthaus, student athletes Whitney Lynn and Freilhofer. Coach, comments on the game, please.
You know, before we get into the game, just the experience for our program. I mean, I know you guys saw our student section, but, you know, we had 5 buses. We had so many kids come down here to support our program, which was really special. Obviously, the girls, the whole program really fed off of that energy from the stand. So, you know, that was very special to be able to get down here, not only for our program, but for the entire school. So, you know, when we look at the game, you know, we've kind of relied and we've hung our hat on our defense. And I thought, you know, especially in that second half, we kind of really locked down. We took some of their girls out of their spots where they try to pick and choose where they want to go. And our physicality and just, you know, our toughness on defense really kind of prevailed in that second half.
Question from the media at this point.
Can you talk about guarding number 11? She came in averaging 16.2 points a game, only had 7. So what could, you know, guys have been holding high scores down this entire postseason. So how was that key again today?
Yeah, Rowe, she's a really tough player. So we definitely prepared for her. We definitely had a game plan for her. And I knew my teammates always had my back. So I was able to get up and pressure. And I think we did a really good job communicating on screens. And we all worked together to hold her.
Coach, just talk a little bit about the schedule that you all have played. I saw you play at Anderson County a couple of times in December, and I know you lost a couple of times to Rowe. But the last 2 or 3 weeks, it seemed like that schedule maybe has really paid off for you.
Yeah, and I think it has. Going into this season, we talked about it. You know, we kind of sped up the process. We are young, but we kind of sped up the process last year with the COVID season, try to beef up our schedule. And then going into this year, we tried to make it a really tough schedule over the holidays, going over to Lexcath, playing down in Anderson County. We played Mount Notre Dame over in Ohio. And then, you know, once you start talking about locally in our district with the 33rd, you're looking at Connor, Ryle, Boone County. And then if you're lucky enough to get out of the district, you draw a tough region draw. It doesn't matter who you draw in that first round, you're going to have a tough one. So, you know, I think, you know, our schedule and that the strength of that schedule and just, you know, our girls playing through that long season, I think it added depth to our roster as well. Especially in the winter, we were able, or during the Christmas break, we were able to get some girls more reps. Kay went down with an injury, so I felt like it added a lot of our depth during that stretch.
Yeah, you brought up the injury. I read that you broke your hand and you're coming off an ACL too. It just, how tough is that when you're, you know, trying to go through that tough schedule and playing with that one of your leaders?
Is this for me or Kay?
I mean, both of you.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you, Kay, she's a special kid. She's tough as nails. She's never going to tell you that she's hurting, that something's affecting her. She's very special. You know, we always want to do what's best for all of our student athletes. And there's some times where she's probably pushed herself. You know, but it's always about the team and focused on the team and things like that. So it's been tough. And we knew, you know, with her having some previous injuries with that ACL, we had to make some adjustments. And, you know, we did that in the off season with Liz Freilhofer. We put her into the point position, let her handle the ball a little bit more. And, you know, that right there, I felt like gave us another, you know, that secondary ball handler and allowed us to kind of go to another level. But, you know, when Kay comes back, you know, it's just, we get on another level. It's just her calming presence and the girls rallying around her.
Coach, you may have kind of answered this then, but, you know, since you lost to Rowe February 1st, you're undefeated. Is it simply a matter of getting healthy, or is there one area of your play you feel like has really been the key to this last month for you?
Well, you know, obviously getting Kay back obviously helps a lot. I just feel like, all the experiences that we've had this year, there's been a lot of growth. As a coach, you kind of pick points of the season where you should be. And we talked about it. We really got to go on a stride that last month because the district is so tough. The region is so tough. And, we talked about it when we're not scoring, we got to have, that defensive mentality. And, I think that's carried us a lot, especially in postseason play.
Whitney, going on an 8-0 run to end the third quarter, getting the 10-0 run altogether. You guys have been in this situation playing with the lead against good teams like Rowe throughout the postseason. So how'd that experience pay off in that situation?
Yeah. When we get the lead, we like to find the best shot. Going into half, he told us multiple times we have to end the quarter. And when we end the quarter, we know where we are and like what we can do and get good shots. And I can trust any one of them that they're going to take the ball and just make the best shot, best pass. So I think that we've played it together a lot and enough to where we know that we're going to get the best shot and we're not going to turn the ball over and we're going to make the team. It's going to be hard to come back.
When you obviously the length is part of it, but you're a little longer than they were, but looked like you guys were just faster to the ball a lot of time. Has that been part of this too, the rebounding, or was that kind of unique to tonight?
Well, when you look at our girls, we have a lot of length. We have a lot of length and athleticism. So that definitely helps a lot, especially on the defensive end. And then, we have a lot of girls and, I don't have stats right in front of me, but there's a lot of nights where Kay or Liz will lead us in rebounds, but it's just their mentality to go get balls. So when you have guards that are getting 5-6 rebounds a night, and then you're having Whitney and Logan getting 5 or 6 rebounds, again, it adds to that dynamic.
Final question right here.
Okay, I hope this is not a sensitive subject, but if Uncle John, if you could say something to Uncle John right now, or you could say if he could look down from heaven and see what this tournament run, what do you think he'd say, or what would you want to say to him?
My Uncle John, he'd just be super proud for us. He's always a guy who just always says, give it your best. And that's what he always told me. So I think he'd be super proud of me and Liz. He'd be our #1 stands with my grandpa in the fans in the stands, and they'd be cheering us on. I can almost feel their presence here being at UK. So it's a really special opportunity for us.
Coach, congratulations to you and your team, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Did. I would rather.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or just Panthers. We don't do the whole lady thing.
Okay, on the podium now we have the Pikeville Panthers head coach Kristy Orem, student athletes Kylie Hall, Emma Ratliff, Trinity Rowe, and Kyera Thornsbury. Coach, comments on the game, please.
I mean, obviously it wasn't the outcome that we wanted. I thought, a big turning point in the game was with 2:20 to go in the third quarter. There was a timeout on the floor and it was a 5-point ball game. And we talked about, hey, let's just try to get this to a 2 or 3 point game at the end of this quarter. And it just didn't go the way we needed it to go defensively or offensively from that point on. And it allowed them to spread that gap out, and it happened quick. Their length obviously was an issue for us. And, honestly, I don't really look back at the game and I know they're sad, but I thought they were really good, came from a really good region, and they've been battle tested. And, I thought, just some little things we could have done better, and maybe it had been a different outcome.
Questions right here?
Kristy, was it the Cooper defense you think that maybe made you look a little tentative at
Out of
times,
sync.
or were you all a little tentative, you think, yourselves?
I think we were definitely out of sync the way but their length, I mean, I would look up and there would be 2 people trapping somebody and they were still able to cover 4 people with their 3. Their length was, I mean, it's just something that we haven't been able to see.
At Trinity, number 20. I know you had 16. You came in averaging 16.2 points a game, only had 7. Did they do anything out of the ordinary that on something unexpected, or?
I think I wasn't as aggressive offensively, and their defense was really good, but I think I let them slow me down a lot. And I'm just glad that my teammates could pick it up for me when I couldn't.
On the other hand of that, though, 20 averages a lot of points too, and we held her to 3 points.
Trinity guarded her.
Trinity guarded her.
Mhm.
So while Trinity didn't average today, she didn't get as many as she normally does. Trinity also held 20 to 3, and I think that's big.
Coach, even with the loss, I mean, this is still 4 straight 15th region titles. You have a full graduating class that's never not played at Rupp. I mean, what does that mean to the program?
I mean, all my life I've dreamed of, being able to coach teams and come to the state tournament. And, I'm just thankful to them because people think that, I don't know, it has anything to do with me, because it doesn't. I'm just so thankful that they've brought me along for the ride and that I've been able to coach them. And I don't coach attitude and effort. I coach great kids who give me everything they have every single day, and give this school and our program everything. And, people want to be their teammates because they're great kids. And what we have in the locker room, there's not a team here that can have what we have, and the way they love each other and they treat each other. And, I'm trying to raise young women who will support each other and not get mad at each other all the time and lift each other up. And I don't care how many ball games we've won. That's the most important thing. And I can see that in them every day.
Coach, just talk about their length and their rebounding edge and how big a factor that was today.
It was everything. We really couldn't get in the offensive flow that we typically do. And, I felt like their length hurt us even on rebounding, because a lot of times we would be in position, but they would go and get it. A lot of times we weren't in position too. But it was just huge. I thought it was everything.
This is for any of the players. Yes, I know the season ended today, but the old saying goes, you hope the memories last a lifetime. Can you, one of you players talk about that?
I've only been at Pikeville for 2 years. I transferred during my junior year. And it's a completely different world than any other school I've ever been to. The education at Pikeville is just so great. And the team, our chemistry, I've never seen a team have chemistry like we do. And it's just something that I'll always keep with me. I know that these girls are going to be my friends my entire life. I don't worry about going to college this year, because I know that when I come back home, they're still going to be here for me. And I just think that chemistry and our bond is unmatched anywhere.
And I think it's really special because every team that we play, I feel like they always talk to us and they're like, I wish that we had that chemistry that you guys have. And a lot of coaches ask Coach, they're like, how do you get your girls to support each other like you guys do? And I think it's just really big that females can support females and just go out there and play with each other. And a lot of teams can't do that. And I'm just glad that we can.
I think for the most part, I'm not going to remember all the games we won. And, it's great that we won all those games. I'm going to remember all the fun times we had, like in hotel rooms and on the bus and just at school together. That's what I'm always going to remember.
And that's success. Them talking and saying the things, because I know they mean it.
Any final questions? Coach, congratulations to you and the Pikeville Panthers on a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you.